G'day, this is Vineet and this is lesson 3 of building the TodoApp. We're going to be working on the presentation layer in this lesson. So here we are in Visual Studio 2022 and we're working with the solution, and in this lesson we're going to be working with this project called .web, which is our presentation layer, which uses MVC and uses MVC and Razor Pages. So what we'll do is we'll create a new folder in this app called the To Do app, and in this folder we will create an index.cshtml. We're going to say add new item. We're going to call it a razor page, which is empty, and we'll call it index.cshtml. Now we'll add now that we have our index.cshtml, we're going to go into the code behind, and I'm going to grab some code over here and paste it in this, here. So basically it's an index model which is inheriting from the TodoApp page model, which is a base class that ABP generates for us, which is over here, just there. And we're going to drag in some of these libraries so that it all works properly. Grabbing our application namespace, and we can get the system.threading.tasks. So quite simple, we're injecting the TodoApp service into the constructor of the index model, and then on the get async we are actually just getting the list of to-do items and storing it into this property. So in our index.cshtml we will have some HTML. So let me just copy in some of this code, and basically what this is doing is it is using some of the tag helpers that ABP provides to us. Just going to put some spacing in here so that we can work and see it properly. So as you can see, there's an ABP card tag helper, and this ABP card tag helper has a header which just basically says to do list, and then it has a body, and in this body we have a form which actually will enable us to enter in new items. So that is this part over here, and then we've got a submit button next to it, and then below that we've got a list, which is a unordered list, and then we've got some Razor code over here that says it basically says that for each to-do item in the model.todo items, and because we've got a name folder, we should actually call this TodoApp.indexModel, and that should, let's just try that again, TodoApp, that's it. So that model has the to-do items property, and it just cycles through those items and then prints out the list using the to-do.text, which is in our to-do item entity. And then we're also putting a data ID in here just so that we can use some JavaScript magic to delete the items that have this ID. So that's a little bit of a trick there to enable the trash can item. So we'll need a JavaScript file. So what we'll do is we'll create a new item, add, and we'll say new item, we'll say Java, that's going to be a JavaScript file, and we'll call that file index, add that, and we will copy in this code over here, which is basically some JavaScript magic. So this portion over here basically looks at the to-do list and the click event on the line items, and it looks at the parent line item, looks for the attribute data dash ID, which I was showing you before, and just calls the API, and this has to be in camel case. So TodoApp, delete ID, and I think this TodoApp is going to be TodoApp, right? I think because we have used it over here, and we're calling this TodoApp, seems to be okay. Let's try that anyway. So we'll go back here and we'll just say TodoApp, and so it's going to go TodoApp.TodoApp.todo. So maybe we just have to put the TodoApp in front of this twice. Let's just try that too, because we've got extra we're actually segregating everything into folders. So that should do it. And then this one is just the new item, so it just stops the form from posting and doing its normal submit. It takes the to-do text from the text box, and then we need to add to-do app because we've got it in a folder. We'll check whether we have any errors, and I'll show you that in the developer tools. So this will basically just create the to-do app, and then it will run this function, which will basically add the line item and with that result.text into the line, and it will append it to the to-do list. We're making that text box blank actually. Okay then, so we will also have an index file. Oh, sorry, a CSS, some CSS. So what we need to do is we need to open the index.css in our web project. So go back down here. So what we'll have is in the CSE08, we're referring to the pages/index file, and this actually is in the TodoApp folder. There we go. So we have it in the TodoApp folder, and then we go into the index.css, and we'll copy in some of this code in the body. Yep, so to-do list. This is just some of the CSS file CSS that we have. Clean this up a little bit. Okay, this is the CSS that we'll use to style our simple little interface. Alright, so let's build that. Okay, so now we'll run this project. Okay, so now that we are logged in and can see the interface of ABP, we will navigate to app folder, because we've segregated everything into folders, and if we do that, then we can see our list. I've just added some dummy data in so that we can see it all working properly. So let's just delete these items, and you can see that the notifications come down here, deleted the to-do item. Let's add some more items. So let's say milk. Let's get some milk. Let's add those items back in and say submit. You can see that it gets added and pick up kids from school. Submit. And there you go. So it seems to be all working. So that's how you build the presentation layer. So we've built the domain layer, the application layer, now the presentation layer. Join me in the next lesson where I show you how to add a menu item here and localize it so that you can actually navigate to this TodoApp section of the ABP website. Alright, thanks for watching.